Fritz would have returned to American Pickers if he didn't suffer a stroke that left half of his body paralyzed. Hello everyone, my name is Alan. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. American Pickers star Fritz would have returned to the History Channel show if he hadn't suffered a debilitating stroke that left him wheelchair-bound. Frank died on September Number 30 at the age of 62 years after suffering a stroke that left the right side of his body paralyzed. Sign up for the entertainment and TV newsletter. Your info will be used in accordance with our privacy policy. Season 26 of American Pickers premieres on October 9 with Mike 60 and Robbie, Wolf, John Jersey, John Chalet, and Daniel Colby. Frank appeared on the show from 2010 to 2020 in an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun. Frank's close friend, Jerry Gendreau, revealed he would have returned to the show had it not been for his health issues. Mike came up with the idea for the show. Mike was smart enough to know the show would be perfect with Frank. Jerry said, "My analogy of the two, Mike and Frank, were like Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. Jerry Lewis Frank was just as important, or maybe even more important for the show. It's very hard to be the Jerry Lewis all of the time. I think Frank would have went back, but he had his health issues, and he did have some serious health issues. From 25 or 30 on, he suffered from Crohn's. Crohn's is a bowel disease that causes inflammation in the digestive tract." Jerry explained how Frank became a fan favorite on the show. Because of his spontaneity, he was truly the comedian who popped out with some of the weirdest and dumbest things that you just go, wow. Jerry said American Pickers Fritz lost the will to live after stroke, as friend claims really tough recovery led to DET. He made a mark on history. Jerry also gave insight into Frank's health struggles in recent months. He felt really bad. He told the U.S. Sun you would go to see him in the nursing home, and one half of his body was completely done. He would lift his arm up, and it would just drop. That's got to be tough to be totally bedridden. Jerry explained how Frank grew frustrated because he couldn't come out and say what he wanted to say, though some days were much better than others. I've seen this. When people get tired, they get tired. I think if you don't have the will to live, you won't. Jerry said, "I think Frank could have lived a lot longer if the will to live would have been there." Frank left American ERS in 2020 to undergo back surgery and was officially let go in 2021. Frank revealed his feud with co-star Mike during an interview with the U.S. Sun in 2021. Frank said, "I haven't talked to Mike in 2 years. He knew my back was messed up, but he didn't call me up and ask how I was doing. That's just how it is. The show is tilted towards him 1000%. I can't even bend that far down to show you how much. That's fine. It's like you've got Aerosmith, and there's Steven Tyler, and he's the frontman. I found my spot. I'm second, and he's number one on the show. That's no problem with me." Maybe he does have a problem. He also admitted, "I think Mike wants to get his brother Robbie in there to replace me. I don't know why he's behaving like that towards me." Robbie ultimately replaced Frank on the series. Jerry told the U.S. Son of Robbie, "I've known Robbie forever. Robbie is Robbie. He has always been boisterous. He has not changed. That's Robbie. It's the way he is." Shortly after Frank's interview with the U.S. Sun, Mike announced his costers firing over Instagram. "I have known Frank for as long as I can remember. He's been like a brother to me. The journey that Frank Danny and I started back in 2009, like all of life, has come with its highs and lows, blessings and challenges, but it has also been the most rewarding." He wrote, "The support that you all have given us has been a constant reminder of what the show's message has always been. Through these places, people, and things, we all have a common thread. We're here to not only take care of the past, but also each other. I will miss Frank just like all of you, and I pray for the very best and all good things for him on the next part of his journey." Then Frank suffered a stroke in July 2022. Mike and Frank ended their feud during his health issues and reunited over Memorial Day weekend of 2023, a source close to Frank told the U.S. Sun. At the time, everything between them is fine. They've known each other for 40 years. They went to high school. They've done all this stuff together. They're very good friends, great friends. In August 2023, a source told the U.S. Sun. Frank was even considering a return to the series. I don't know why he wouldn't return to the show. He could go back to the show, maybe, an insider claimed at the time he watches the new episodes. He'll laugh about it, got to find something on there to razz them about. He'll tell them about it. The passing comes a stroke in his AA home in July 20,000. 122. Frank was unable to recover from the stroke fully as he was rushed to the hospital 4 times in 2022 and 2023 for pneumonia and a seizure. He was left wheelchair-bound and returned to a rehabilitation center after the hospital stints. He can walk, but he's always going to need the wheelchair because he can't walk long distances, a source previously told the U.S. Sun in August 2023. Basically, you lose motion. He lost motion. A stroke can affect your left or your right side. It affected his right conservatorship side. Frank's close friends filed for conservatorship and guardianship for him in August 20,122 because of his stroke. Mr. Fritz decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to care for his own safety or to provide for necessities such as food, shelter, clothing, or medical care, without which physical injury or illness may occur. Documents obtained by the U.S. Sun read, Ms. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to communicate, or carry out important decisions concerning his own financial affairs. Decisions must be made for Mayor Fritz's care and placement while he continues to recover and receive treatment for his injuries. Frank Fritz was placed under a conservatorship in August 2022, just weeks after he suffered a stroke. Frank's conservator is Midwestone Bank and is in charge of his finances. The bank agreed to invest Frank's money and collections to generate income. The guardian is his good friend, Chris Davis. Chris is responsible for helping Frank manage his Crohn's disease treatment, go to physical therapy, grocery shop, cook, and more day-to-day tasks. The conservatorship also agreed to help replenish Frank's yacht antique store. Frank Fritz finds a wheelchair ramp and more have been installed in his home. Under the conservatorship, the appointment of a guardian and conservator was deemed necessary to avoid immediate harm to him. In July 2024, conservator Midwestone demanded Frank's finances be transferred to them because he needed skilled and long-term nursing care at the time. Ahead of the American Pickers premiere, Mike dedicated the season to his longtime Mike's tribute friend. He wrote, "It has taken me a long time to figure out what I was going to say, or if I even wanted to post that we have new episodes starting tomorrow night. The timing of this and Frank's passing is not great. However, we have been making shows without Frank for 4 years now, and we have always wanted him to be back with this crew, but he couldn't do the health issues. Every time the crew and I were in Iowa, we would go and sit by Frank's side and let him know how much he was missed, how he could never be replaced. And we will work incredibly hard on every episode to make him proud as always since Frank has left. I dedicate this show and all the others this season in his honor." Topics. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, American Pickers 24, and stay with us.